All right, everybody, welcome to the Bling Bling Jam March 25th special Zoom. Happy International Balloon Animal Holiday, everybody. I don't know if you understand, but over COVID, I had some time to think, like some of us did, right? And I decided to create a couple holidays. The holidays were for us, okay? The purpose of the holidays, we have International Balloon Animal Holidays today. We also have International Balloon Holiday. That's like the third week of July. And we also have International Balloon Dog Holiday. That is the third Wednesday of July, usually. Okay. And they are documented and they're actual holidays. And I have a fourth one that I created last year, but I have not revealed it yet. I know a couple people know, but one person was on the phone with me when I created it using Chat GTP. And anyway, that will be revealed coming up. As will be during this Bling Bling Jam. So this November date was not something that was just quickly thought about. Just so you know, everything I do is thought about way in advance. So keep that in mind. And it's always to help you guys in the industry to make more money and or to get the word out to help you. So the purpose of the holidays is yes to make awareness, but so people can hire us for different reasons, right? And there's a holiday every day. If you didn't know that, you can look them up. There's some very unique holidays, and why not, right? So last year I had an old client that went to a new job, which I don't think she's there anymore, and she looked up the holiday. It was for seniors, and she said, "Oh my God, I want to have you there." And she had no idea I created the holiday, so I was hired. I was super psyched. Somebody else was too on that was on Balloon Twisted Central mentioning it. So the purpose is to get the word out so we have more opportunities to get hired, okay? And it's also to support your balloon education in order to afford coming to these events, right? And I know a lot of artists, especially, they're always having a struggle with the business side of things, right? And they're not necessarily good at that. Well, I want you guys to be good at that because at the end of the day, balloons cost money, your time costs money, gas costs money, conventions cost money, even food costs money, right? So we want to make sure that we understand that, and there's nothing wrong with asking for things. So I'm working on some projects I share with a few people. And prior to those projects, I have been talking about these holidays for several years. And people like Cecilia and Corky, okay, have used the things I've said, and they would put out a tip jar that says Balloon College Fund, okay, and then or whatever it is to help you go to the convention. And people like they have done, they've raised so much money that it paid for, I know Cecilia will tell you, it paid for her hotel, her food, her registration, and extra money to shop with. If you don't ask, you don't get. Here's the thing I want you guys to understand. When you have a purpose of a tip, people want to support you. If it's just a tip with no purpose, you might get $1 or $5. When there's a purpose and a story behind it, all of a sudden you get a 20 or 100. Okay, more on a regular basis. And having a QR code. Okay, so what we're gonna do is I was working on, and I shared it with a couple people, and sorry, not everybody got it. Aaliyah and Katrina, those are my top dogs, and a few other people saw it. So I'm working on some things to give you guys. One is, yes, you can make it yourself. Is going to be a printout where you can put it around a tip cup with our holidays. It says Balloon College Fund on it. And it's a neat conversation, right? And you'll be able to do that, right? To help you. As I heard some things, again, some other conventions, okay, that people had not enough money. They were sleeping in the car and stuff. I don't want that for our people, okay? I want to help you guys make some money and make a statement as well because your clients will be really excited to see what you learn and what you come back with, right? And why not, right? And so keep that in mind. The other thing that I'm going to create with this as well, and I've never done this before, so it's new to me, but when I was doing the research, is doing a virtual tip jar. So you have a QR code on site. You have one virtually. You can post on Instagram, whatever it is, and we're going to get those together. And I'm probably going to do some sort of possibly a YouTube video with it. I might do a PowerPoint to share with you guys to help you. Like somebody like Aubrey, I know she's a mommy and all that, and I would love her to come to Bling Bling Jam, right? But she probably needs to raise some money. I understand that, and bring her kid and husband. Why not, right? So it'll be great. So we're going to work on that and we're going to support each other doing that. And I think you guys are going to love those tools because it actually really works. And think about it. When somebody really is into your artwork and they say, wow, I want to help you, they do. And it's really done in a neat way and not in a way of begging by any means. It's all done greatly. So that's what we're working on. And we're going to keep sharing marketing ideas on here because I want you guys to make money. And that's why we are a deco twisting convention and we share these things and we live a life of abundance, right? So that we all win and we all share. There's enough for everybody. So keep that in mind. All right. Hotel was brought up before. We have one. I'm just waiting to make the big announcement. It's coming. It's not going to be downtown, that I can tell you, okay? But it's going to be a great place. It's actually an upgrade. I'm super excited about it. And as long as everything they said, they promised me it was, okay, it's going to be great. I can tell you this, and again, everything changes until I see the dotted line, which is very soon. But it looks like it's about, don't quote me, but I think it's about $72 a night with everything included, okay, during the convention. That's for a 1 or 2 bedroom, okay, 1 or 2 rooms. Sorry, 1 or 2 beds in a room, I mean. There's a fridge in every room, which is great. There's a super Walmart across the street, which is great. There is a CVS, a Walgreens, and other places right there, okay. Inside, there's a food court that has things like McDonald's, Subway, has a taco place, has a Panda Express. There's Dunkin' Donuts. There's nicer restaurants. Everything you need is on property. You don't have to leave. The function space is a huge hallway that we have access to. There's no smoking on that level at all. There's no smoking where you're sleeping at all. Okay. And in there, we have 3 rooms. One room is about 2,900 square feet. The other one's 3,900 square feet. And the other one hosts 100 people, which I don't know how big that one is, but I think it's big enough. It's more space than we have ever had. So we are having an interesting time with registrations. A lot of people who've been telling me for 12 years they wanted to come and been telling me to switch the time are coming. Okay, so it's been great. 12 years of marketing the convention hard. People want to come, but not everybody could come in July. And I know not everybody likes the dates. I understand, but there are a lot of people coming, new people who've never been before, and people who've been years ago. So that's also exciting. So it's going to be a great event. Looking forward to it and looking forward to sharing and looking forward to having the most valuable event out there. There are other events going on. I'm aware of that. And, again, I look at the whole total cost of what's going to it's going to cost you as the attendee, and I would check on the whole total cost and ask what are the other fees? How much is the whole hotel? Is it 160 a night or is it 120 a night? Is it this? Is it that? What's around there? Okay, because I've been an attendee too, and I know what that's like. So keep that in mind, and it's great. You always get your value at Bling Bling Jam, and never underestimate Bling Bling Jam because then you're actually gambling in the wrong place, right? So with that said, I'm going to bring on our top dog from last year, the last 2 years. Her name is Aaliyah. She's one of our youngest people. I think she's one of the youngest people in here. I'm going to add her to the pin. Oop, I wanted to remove my pin. Hold on a second. Remove my pin. And then, Aaliyah, is there any way you can change the on the side? If you can't,
Yep.
it's okay. We
Is
want
that
nope, it's not working. Keep it the other way. Go back. Just do that.
okay?
Awesome. Aaliyah won Top Dog twice. How many awards?
37 now. I mean,
37.
at least 20 of them came from Bling Bling though. So
Amazing, amazing. And Aaliyah uses those as everybody here can. We have many awards. When you come to Blaming Jam and you win something and you compete, right? Marketing wise, you can say, "I won this at the longest running international balloon convention held in the entertainers capital of the world, Las Vegas." It's great. It's all about marketing yourself and using what you can, and or just attending it. You can say that as well, which is great. So, Aaliyah, take it away.
hi everyone. I think most of you know me, so we're just gonna get started. So I'm gonna teach a it's not an octopus, it's a jellyfish, but it actually looks a lot like a squid, so I can go for that too. And I actually came up with this sort of guy last week. I'm not really sure how well you can see that, but it's actually very fast, even though it takes 5 balloons. And I'll be teaching it in 2 different colors just for it's easier to see. You're gonna need a 5-inch round for the eyes, but the first time that I made this, I didn't make it a 5, so it's just fine. You can use white, but I like just using any other color, actually. And you're gonna need 3 colors for the legs. I'm going to use purple. Let me just untie this. Okay, we're going to use 3 purple 260s for the legs or arms. I'm not really sure what they call them. And you probably only need 1 260 for the top of the head. But sometimes that little bubble, you do need that 7th balloon for. So I'm just going to use a blue 260. And I already told you about the 5-inch round. So let's see. Okay, we're going to start off with the legs. So we're going to inflate 1 260, leaving about 2 fingers to tail. So up until there, you're going to let some air out and give it a tie. And you're going to squeeze and stretch this as much as you can. Roll it really long. You can just go ahead and do that to another. So again, up inflating the 2 fingers. Let air out. Give it a tie. Squeeze and stretch as much as you can. And what we're going to do is we're going to take one and we're going to split it in half, but we're not going to twist it here. We're actually going to go back and basically we're going to take the nozzle of it and meet where we were just holding it, and you're going to spiral that up. So it only spirals about halfway, if that makes sense. So you're just spiraling. So half your balloon should be spiraled, and hold the nozzle through. I like to do that twice. And then you're going to take the other side of the balloon and you're going to spiral that back, right back to the middle. So that way, all of the balloon is spiraled back. So if you should have a bubble on the end, you're just going to push it through one of the sides for a hose. So it's basically one spiral, but split in half. So you're going to put this one down, and you're going to do that same thing to the other side. And if they're a little off, it's okay. It's basically just their arms or legs or so. Again, we're squeezing it as soft as we can. And we're going to find the middle. And we're going to figure out where the middle is when we take our nozzle and measure it to the middle of the actual balloon. So more like it's 1/4 of the whole balloon. And we're going to spiral it. And lock it in with the nozzle. And do that same thing just on the other side. And we should probably have a bubble at the end. And you're going to push it through one of the ends of the spiral just where it holds together. Hopefully it was pretty simple to understand. So you have 2 spirals just like this. Okay, now you're going to take both balloons and you're going to twist it right in the middle. And you can set this aside. You're going to take your last purple 260, or this would just be your 3rd balloon, and you're going to squeeze the air out and tie a knot. You don't have to do this step, but I think it holds the legs better. So all the air is out. You're going to push down the legs. And you're just going to take the balloon that you took the air out of, and you're going to wrap it around and you tie a knot. Oops. And I'm just going to move the stones. And from here, you can take it, the legs from the bottom, and you can curve them up if you'd like, and give them a squeeze, just to give it a little shape. Just like that. Okay. Now we're just going to do the head. So you should only need one 260, but you may need a scrap of another. But you're going to take this 260 and you're going to inflate it to about 3/4 of the way. Let scenario, give it a tie, and squeeze and stretch. Okay, we're going to create 2 pinch twists. Squeeze, and we're going to create a 2-finger flower petal. So there's not much of a hole in there. Okay, we're going to do a 2-finger bubble. And we're going to do a 4-finger flower petal. And pull the balloon through just for that flower petal stays in place. So we've got 2 pinch twists, a 2-finger flower petal, a 2-finger bubble, and a 4-finger flower petal. Okay, we're going to give this a squeeze and a stretch. And we're going to do another 2-finger bubble. And a 2-finger pinch twist. And what we're going to do is we're just going to twist a 1-inch bubble off of that balloon. And wrap, that was at the end of the balloon. And we're going to wrap that into the pinch twist we just made. So it's a very large flower petal. So 2 pinch twists, 2-finger flower petal, 2-finger flower petal, 2-finger bubble as a spacer bubble, a 4-finger flower petal, 2-finger bubble, spacer bubble, and then we just use the rest to create a larger flower petal. So we're just going to open each flower petal up as much as we can. This can make it a little more like a circle. Just like that. Okay, so we're going to put this to the side, and I actually am going to grab one more 260, or you can use the end of a 5-inch round or a scrap.
Is that sound at your house, Aaliyah, or is that somebody else?
What does it sound like?
I just heard something in the background.
Ella Bella.
About okay, I'm just gonna mute her. Thank you. I'm gonna mute you, Ella.
Got it.
Thank you. Sorry. Go ahead.
Is it okay or an error?
Yeah, we're good. I just want to make sure I know where the sound is coming from so it's not distracting, right?
So I didn't inflate much. This is really, you need a small bubble. So about a 3-finger bubble pinch twist. And I'm just gonna tie a knot. So if you're using a 5-inch round, that would be about an inch, inch and a half. Not too much. And then you just want a decent sized nozzle. Decent sized nozzle. That's very, very important with this. And I'm just going to tie this back to it. Just like that. Okay. So we have our 3 flower petals that we did. We're going to just pull it through the 2-finger flower petal. So I'm not attaching it to the pinch twist. I'm literally just pulling it right through the flower petal. And then we're going to go through the 4-finger flower petal. And the large one. And we're just holding on to this to be able to attach it to the legs where you have the two end bubbles. And I like to just grab the nozzle from the legs to get it tied off. And you just adjust the head now. So it basically looks like that. So that's how it looked before I added the 5-inch round eyes. But let's see. We're gonna take our 5-inch round. Sorry, 1 second. This one. I'm just gonna use the pink. And we're gonna do about 4 fingers inflated. And give it a side. And we're just gonna split this 5-inch round in half. And you can also use the printed eyes if you guys can still get them. So, and these eyes don't have to be even. I think it actually adds more character when they're not even. And all I'm basically going to do is I'm going to find the nozzle or a nozzle from the leg still. I just lifted up the large flower funnel. And I'm just going to tie that to the 5-inch round nozzle. Okay, so it looks like that. And let's see. For artwork, oh, but before I do artwork, you can see the one color and then 2 different colors.
Yep. Well, I want to get a picture of that. That's all right.
Oh,
Big smile, Aaliyah. Thank you. Very nice.
and then for artwork, very simple. Okay, you're gonna need a black marker machine or whoever your favorite marker is, a white marker, and then whatever color you're doing for the legs, I like to use a darker color or a darker shade of that color. And even though you can't see it on here, probably on camera, there is little orange, but the darker parts that you actually can see is red and it still looks good. So.
Very cute.
Okay, black marker. Okay, 2 large circles, 1 on each 5-inch round, and then 2 smaller circles in each large circle. So you have 6 circles made all together, just like that. And you're gonna fill in the rest with black. And take your white, and you're just gonna fill in the smaller circles. And if you really need to move fast, you can just do 2 black circles, and you don't have to do all of this. And then for your darker colored marker, I like to just do sections of 3. Of course, that marker just died. Let's see. Okay, I like to do 3 sections of 3 in all different sizes, just like that. You don't have to do a lot, just a few here and there, just to give it a little more character. Just like that. Okay, and now we're going to do Easter Bunny in the basket, and also for the jellyfish slash squid, you can use them for line work or centerpieces, or you can put them on top of an arch, or you can hang them kind of like chandeliers. You can use them for pretty much anything. Oh, and they would probably look good as a hat too, but I've never done that before, so okay. And now we're gonna do a Easter bunny inside of a basket. I just have to untie this. Okay, so if you're just gonna make a bunny, and then you can create a flower base and make it into a wand or headband or bracelet, you only need a random color 260 for the flower base, 160 and a quick link, the same color. If you're going to make a basket, you need a brown 260 and a brown 160. I actually prefer using the Definimix, like the older 160s, the ones that are 1.5 60s. And if you want to add Easter eggs, I just use 2 to 4 colors of whatever I have. So whatever's bright. Okay, we're going to start off with the ears. We're going to use our 160. And I inflated about 3/4 of the way. That arrow, give it a tie. Squeeze and pull. Let's see. Okay, so you're gonna make your ears as large as you want. I like them about 9-finger flower petal. And you're gonna create 2 of those. And just make sure you're locking it with the nozzle. And locking it with the end of the balloon as well. And break off the red, but you're gonna save this for just a minute. But for now, you're just gonna tie the end that you just broke off and the nozzle, just to hold everything in place. Just like that. So just 2 large flower petals. And we're gonna inflate our quick link. This is a 6-inch quick link, inflated to about 5 fingers. And you want to tie the knot closer to the inflated section than the nozzle. It will just make your marriage just a whole lot easier. And I know you don't have to tie the balloon when you are going to do a marriage twist. I just prefer to. And you're just going to marriage twist it inside. Give it a twist. And use your scrap of balloon, or you can use the ending of the quick link to lock it in. So I'm just going to take my nozzle or my scrap above the knot. I'm not really sure you can see that. Wrap around a few times. And I like to tie it twice. And we're just going to shape the ears a little. And I like to do my artwork at this point, otherwise I usually mess it up. So let's see. I'm going to use a green for my pupils. And this is also when you would attach your flower petal base, if you wanted to just do that. But I like large eyes. Using any pastel color you like. Just like that. And a Maruchin, or a black Maruchin, or whatever your favorite black marker is. I'm just going to create a smaller circle inside. Just like that. 2 eyebrows. And I'm going to make a line down, basically like a J, and then do it the other way for looks like that. So I guess a J and a C. I'm going to come down for teeth. Just like that. And going to switch to the thinner side for whiskers. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. And we're going to do white edging. And I just create a large circle in between the lime green and the black, and then a smaller white circle right in the middle of the black. And do the same on the other eye. And now you're just going to fill in the teeth. Just like that. And you can use a red or a dark pink. And we're just going to create an oval for the nose. Just like that. And if you have an extra second, this is clown cheek powder. You can get it from Lorax. And I like to just put it right on top of the whiskers. And you can put it on the ears if you want to. I don't really care for that look. So this is how you do the face. Or you can do it just really simple, black dots. But we're just going to finish up and do the basket now. So, but like I said, I like to do this part here. I like to get this part and then do the face and then finish off, just so I don't mess up the artwork.
It looks great.
Oh, thank you.
Sure.
Okay. We're going to take our brown 260 and inflate it about halfway. Let some air out, give it a tie. And you're going to just create a simple flower base. If you like 5 flower petals, anywhere from 5 to 7 flower petals. I like 6. And you can pop off the rest. Just like that, we have a simple flower base. And we're going to inflate our Mocha 160 now. Or I'm sorry, no, you're not. You're going to take the scrap from your head and you're going to wrap it into the flower base. So it should look like that. And you can also attach that to like a candy cup or something. And we're going to inflate our 160 about 3/4 of the way. That air out, give it a tie. Squeeze and stretch. We're going to create 2 pinch twists. And we're going to do, I'm going to measure about a hand and a thumb. And we're going to create 2 more pinch twists. Squeeze and stretch. Notice I'm squeezing and stretching after every twist, just for it's nice and long by the end. But we did 2 pinch twists, a hand and a thumb, and 2 more pinch twists. And we're going to measure out a hand and a thumb one more time. And we're going to grab our bunny. We're going to put one hand and pinch twist, hand and thumb and pinch twist in the back. And we're going to drape over our other hand and thumb length to the opposite pinch twist for a whole thing. And this is just in a little, just like that. This is what you should have. Squeeze and stretch. We're going to just take the rest of our 160 and we're going to wrap it to the other end where it looks like a basket. So we're just going to take a 1-inch bubble off and wrap it around.
Paul said it already looks adorable. I agree, Paul.
Oh, I can't hear you.
Paul said it already looks adorable. I agree.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
You just need candy.
So, where it looks like that, so it's like a little hand purse or Easter basket. So, and then one more thing that you can do is, even though I didn't cut it yet, you can grab some tree garland for Bling. Before we inflate the 5-inch rounds, you can put LED lights instead of your 5-inch rounds for the eggs. Or you can do like a string of bubbles if you'd like. I mean, I'm not going to do that, but you could. But you're going to grab whatever neon or just bright colors that you have in your 5-inch round bin in your bag. I'm just going to use goldenrod and light pink. And for these, you don't have to measure. It's just whatever size feels right. And I like to do different sizes just for it looks a little more accurate. And I'm going to tie them into 2. So, like I said, not perfect. And you don't have to only do 2 colors or just 4 balloons. You can add as many eggs as you'd like. And like I said, you can stop at any point. I mean, obviously at this point, you're probably at a birthday party or decor. But like I said, for the head, you can just throw it on throw it on a bracelet or a headband. And you can do simpler eyes, make it a whole lot faster. Okay, take 2 5-inch rounds that are tied together and wrap it into a section of pinch twists. Just like that, couple of eggs. Do it again on the other side. Just like that. And I wasn't going to do a string of bubbles, but I guess I will. I'm just going to take the scrap of balloon that I had. For this part, you can use a scrap of 160 or 260, whatever you have laying around. And for this area here, chrome looks really, really nice for this part. Any chrome color. Okay, we're just going to wrap this into one of the section of interest. And do as many half-inch bubbles. So I do about literally half an inch as you'd like. You can do them different sizes if you like, but as many as you would like. And you just wrap it in to the other section. Break it off. And there you go.
Look at a
Hopefully
picture.
that was easy to understand. If not, you guys can give me a message and I'll talk to you a little.
Well, it's taped as well for the folks who are registered. They're going to get that to
Oh,
look back as well. Awesome. Oh, yeah. Put them both up.
yeah.
Oh, yeah. I want to see your face and smile a little bit. There you go. I know it's a little hard. There you go. Awesome. That looks great. Great job. Let's
Oh,
see
thank
if
you.
anybody had any questions, Leo. Okay. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to unpin you for a minute.
Yeah, I'm gonna turn my volume up. I can't really hear you.
You can't hear me?
Oh, there it is. Okay, I turned my volume up a
Can
little.
you hear me now?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. Let's see who else also did it. Any questions for Aaliyah, first of all? If you do, just raise your hand. Okay. Did anybody make it? Let's put it up and let's take a group picture. Who made it? Let's see what you got. All right, Darren, Cecilia, David's working on it. Good job. Let's take a quick picture. Awesome. All right. So no questions? Great job, Darren. Uh, have you tried gluing the tentacles on?
I haven't. I mean,
For
I
Ash?
had to. I got a request for this literally last week at a Limework event, so I had to freestyle it. I mean,
Okay.
I guess you would if you were going to do a larger
Sure.
job, but
Sure.
you don't really have to for this.
Awesome. Okay. Yeah, great stuff. Awesome. Any
Thank you.
questions
Thank
for
you, Darren.
Aaliyah? You guys are good. I have 2 pages here. Hold on. No. Okay. I know some people came in during that thing while we're in the break here. Welcome, Catherine, Dean. Glad you're here. Got your email. Welcome, Wendy from Boston. Met her at the jam the other day, met her years ago. Welcome, Paul Belanger, originally from Boston. Welcome, Layla in Las Vegas. Let's see if I didn't forget anybody. And welcome, Rita. She's registered for Bling Bling Jam for the first time, just registered. Welcome. She's from, oh, I forget that state. Tip my tongue. Teresa, where is she from? I forget. Awesome. Okay. So, Katrina, do you want to go next or do you want me to have Sam go next? And I say that because she's doing some decor and she's also in New Zealand. So I don't know if you want to break it up or you want me to have Sammy go next. I'm just asked to unmute you, Katrina. And let me do it again. Katrina, you ready or do you need a little more time?
No, let's do one piece and then switch over to Sammy and then come back to me
Perfect.
after that for the second piece.
Let's do it. Katrina
Okay,
won
just
Top Dog at Bling Bling Jam, and not this past year, in 2024, correct? And it was amazing. And she taught this past year at the Bling Bling Jam as well. Yours, I don't know if you can do it the other side. If you can't, it's okay. But if you can put it on the side of the phone, if you can't, no worries. We're not hearing you. Your sound has gone.
if I turn it the other way, you will not see anything apart
Okay,
from the side of the sofa.
no
And I
problem.
don't think we want to look at that for an
No
hour.
problem. We'll do it. We'll do this. As long as we can see what you're doing, you're good to go.
Okay, perfect. Um, can you just tell me if you can see the sheep clearly
We
from there?
can, yes, except the chair's a little bit in the way. So
No, I'm moving the chair and I'll
yep,
move the sheep.
yep. Let me just say
And
one more thing. Yep.
can you hear me okay?
Perfectly. Perfectly. Let me just say
Okay.
one more thing, Katrina. So we are a deco twisting convention, everybody, just so you understand. And so there's no confusion at the convention, or you're saying, well, geez, I don't want to learn decor. I do want to learn decor, or whatever it is. They're in two different rooms, okay? So we do both, and the things we teach are usable and air filled. And I think you'll like to see what Katrina is going to share with you today. So pay attention. Thank you, Katrina. Take it away.
Bear with one moment. I'm just trying to. There, I think you can see the floor now and the
Everything
sheep.
looks great.
Hang on. Sorry, guys. I'm working off my phone, so just bear with. We're good. Okay. Today I'm taking you through a decor column, but I'm wanting to explore how we can use our decor columns and upscale them to be animals. And I've half made the column as a sheep so far, and I thought I'd talk you through what we can add with twisting elements to our decor columns to enhance the animal. And then I thought we'd quickly run through different animals that can be made by adding twisting elements to the decor piece. This is basically predominantly made with 12-inch rounds, and it's just quadding. So I've made half, and now I'm going to go through and show you what we're going to do. This is right from the scratch. So if we've got some beginners on board, just bear with to the people who know what we're doing. Okay. So
Layla
right.
said, "Oh my God, so cute, Katrina."
So I've got our two 12-inch rounds. I've tied them into a duplet. Now I'm putting them into a quad. This, and I'm just doing a bit of an X, so our nozzles are crossing over as an X. Now the green is representing our grass, and I'm just putting it on the pole. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to cross two of our balloons to just lock it into place. Okay. I've got another quad of 12-inch rounds, which I'm just putting straight onto my post. Usually I would be using a white pole with doing this, but unfortunately that white pole is somewhere in the back of the cupboard. With this one, I've done 3 whites and 1 blush coloured, and I've pre-drawn my face on just because we were trying to speed things up. But you can use whatever technique you'd like to do to get that face in. Too much. Okay, so we've got our face of our sheep, and I'm just going to put the final quad on the top. Right, and then we've got our grass. And my last bit of grass, bear with, has gone somewhere across the living room. Okay. Right. Okay. And that's one curl HD. Column is put together. It is 12. All of them are 12-inch balloons, and they are all sized to the exact same size, which I put on 2.5 on the Legenda, but I have absolutely no idea what that converts to on your pumps. Okay, so I'm going to talk about eyes to enhance our sheet now, and I've gone through a couple of different things for eyes here, and I'm not sure what we'll use, but we'll just have a bit of a talk about eyes. So as we all know, we have these wonderful printed ones, which we are struggling to get. I am anyway. So I've had to come up with a few different ways to do eyes. So I've drawn them on with a Sharpie, or you can make them by double stuffing a black inside a white round.
Right.
So there's a couple of different ways to do the eyes. I like the double stuffing technique because the eyeball pops out a little bit and it just adds a little bit more of an upscale scale cell to your piece. But since we've got the printed ones and we've got some inflated, we're going to use the printed ones for the sheet. Right. So all I'm going to do is just tie the two necks together of my eyes. And then I'm simply just going to go in and wrap these in around one of the balloons to secure them onto our sheet. Right. With our 260 balloon, I have inflated it, leaving about a 2 to 3 finger tail. And this is going to be for its ears. So I'm just going to loop it in half and tie it. Right. I'm going to find the middle point and I'm going to split it. I've made this balloon really soft and squishable because these are going to be our cheek ears. So I'm just giving them a bit of a bend to give them some shape, and I'm going to wrap these in. And I'm wrapping straight around the hole. Now, if you want bigger ears, you can obviously go in and do a 260 for either side, but today I just thought we'd run through that really quickly. So I'm going to show you with the bigger ears on the opposite side. So again, we'll use a 260 for one side, and I'll just show you the difference between having that and the other larger 260 for the ear. Right. So it really depends on your spatial area when you're building your column. If you want sticky out ears, or if you're quite happy with some smaller ears. But I'm just going to tie these two together now, just to show the difference. I'm going to give them a bit of a bend to shape them, and then I'm wrapping them straight in. Position our eyes again, reposition our ears. Okay, and we have a couple of
Curly.
260s just curled, and these are going to be for the male sheep's, I don't know, do you call them tusks or horns? So all we're going to do is just tie these two together, and again, wrap them in. So we've got them together, and we're just going to wrap them in again into our hole. Where you want them to be. Straighten up our eyes. Just going to move our eyes and hide the gaps. Okay. And then the last thing I'm going to do with this column, just to add a little bit more twisted element and break up that green, is I've pre-made some flowers, which are going to resemble the daisies that we have in New Zealand. Because
We have those here too.
summertime in New Zealand, we have more sheep than people running around in paddocks. So just going back to the daisy, if you have a nice long nozzle on the back, feel free to loop that in if need be. But to get it nice and secure and in position, I prefer attaching a 160 or a 260 to it and just giving it a really good wrap and through that bit of decor. So let's start off with right on the top. Let's put one down here. I'm going to do the same thing for down the bottom. The daisies were made with just a 260, and then I've had a 5-inch round, which is underinflated, and that serves as our daisy. And these are just a nice way of doing a hole plug for any bits that look a bit empty. I'll put one more in the front there. So right, so I'm just going to it's a little over there, but you don't go there. Okay. So going back to talking about the column, now you could change this up to have any animal you like. If you switch it out for grey balloons and use a 350, you could have an elephant, and then you can use a 12-inch with a distortion for the big ears. If you are doing a lion, you can use a 16-inch for the front and build the mane out of 260s. These look really good with any of the printed balloons that are out there, the cheetahs or the giraffe or the tiger. They work really well. So once you've got the concept of your animals, you can pretty much build anything by adding a few little twisted bits to it and going from there. So I hope you've enjoyed that, and I will hand you back to Steve.
Katrina, that was amazing.
Thank you.
You got a lot of comments here. Hold on, let me remove your pen. You had a lot of comments and everybody loves that. And I'm almost thinking, I don't know, and I might be like off on that, but I'm almost thinking I don't know how the sheet works for Easter, but it kind of looks Easter-like to me. Maybe I'm wrong, but maybe somebody has another idea with
Well,
that.
it's sort of spring thing. I mean, look, you could
Yeah,
potentially swap these out for grey or white instead of the ears
yeah,
going outwards. You could have bunnies and change up the face to more of a sharp tooth, and where the daisies are, you could actually put some feet in it. Sorry, that's the last thing I forgot.
oh, sure.
Um,
Hold
it
on,
really
I
depends.
gotta pin you again. Hold on, Katrina. Okay, got you.
So it really depends how much you want to add to your animal. But I've just got two black 5-inch rounds.
Hmm.
And then again, all I would do is just put them in here. You probably won't see them. Oh, they're not far enough forward. Sorry, bear with. I'm just going to sit them in here just so you get the idea. But you could add feet to each level if you wanted to.
Yeah. Yeah, that definitely makes it pop more with the black in
Oh,
there.
sorry. I'm one level too high. That's why it's not looking good. Here we are. So there's your sheep's feet. If you wanted feet on them, you just have to go through and put some more feet in. So
Yeah,
it really depends what twisting elements you want to uh,
deco.
go through. But absolutely, Steve, you could use this as a Easter design. You could turn this quite easily, switch them out for yellow balloons, same shape, shove a beak on the front, and you can have a stack of chickens.
Right. Well, Angie was saying that too. Yeah. Yeah. That's great. Oh, I lost you, Katrina. Where did you go?
Oh, I'm just
You
here.
are. Oh, there you are. Did anybody? That was really great. And the thing is with this, you guys, it's a perfect example of how us twisters can upsell air-filled decor that's creative, right? And obviously the decorators like Blanca already knows this, the twisting and stuff, which is great. But and I know Christine's a decorator too. I don't know if I missed anybody, but um, any questions for Katrina? Darren says awesome for centerpieces.
Yeah, I
He made
saw. I noticed more columns. I wonder if you're gonna show us something else, Katrina.
his.
I'm going to let someone else is going to have a go
Yeah,
now while I set up,
we're,
and we're going to do
we're
another
gonna break it
column
up.
after.
Awesome, thanks.
Very
Break it
nice,
up.
Katrina. I love it.
Awesome. Thank you, Blanca. Any other questions for Katrina? And Darren, can we see what you made? Darren made a centerpiece.
Oh, hang on. I'm just
But
trying to.
I'm gonna pin you, Darren, for a minute if that's okay.
Yeah, I do.
Yep.
I can't get
Let's
off.
see it. A big smile. Poor guy was in the hospital. I don't know if he's smiling.
Hang on. I still can't find Darren. I can see you.
Oh, that's awesome, Darren. Really nice. Great job.
Do you pin it?
It's ideal for a table display as well.
Yes.
With a
Yeah,
5-inch.
absolutely. You can size it up or size it down, depending on the space.
Yep.
Yeah, I love it. Thank you.
Great job. Okay. That was great, Katrina. Really, really great. And if you guys missed her classes at Bling Joe, you really missed something. She kicked some serious butt on some stuff. She's got some great ideas. So excited to see what else you have, Katrina. All right, next, all the way from Canada, visiting his parents in a different part of Canada, is Sammy, who taught the last couple of years at Bling Jam. He'll be back again. But you know what? There's a weird thing here. I can't pin you. Hold on a second. Here we go.
Uh-oh.
All right, there he is. Is that your,
Hello there.
wait a minute, wait a minute, wait a minute. Is this your room from your home, from your parents' home?
It is not the room for my home right now. I am currently in my brother's house, which is right
Oh,
across
cool.
the street from my parents' house,
Very
because my
cool.
brother just left today to go to Cambodia. And
Oh,
so,
wow.
but fun fact, if it looks like it was built in the 1950s, it's because it was originally my grandma's home.
No, I
And
was looking
so,
at the Joker on the that's what got my attention was the Joker
yeah,
behind it. That's what I
yeah,
thought.
that's my brother's. He's decorating the place, but we have also some old school pictures as well. And I
So
love the
cool.
wood finish that's on top of the ceiling there, which is completely fake and made out of styrofoam, but it adds a nice touch to the room.
Where are you right now in Toronto, Ontario?
I'm in the GTA, a very small town called Port Perry.
Okay, awesome.
Debbie Stevens would know this because I know because she lives in the.
There's a guy on here from your Kevin's on here. I think possibly from your area. I'm not sure, but somewhere near there, I think. So anyway,
Awesome.
is that
It's
near?
yeah, GTA is great. It has terrible weather, but what can you do? It's not Vancouver. Alrighty. So Steve asked me to do some teaching, and I said, sure, why not? It's been a while. And then I realized I'm in Ontario. All my stuff is in Vancouver. What do I have here? My mom gave me a bag of balloons that I left here, which is all this stuff, which I absolutely love because one thing that I'm very good at is screwing myself over. In other words, I'll go to a gig and I'll forget a color of balloons in my bag of 260s or something, and then I'll have to improvise and come up with something. And so what I'm just very grateful for is I have just enough stuff to show you guys a few things. I can show you a couple of bunnies that I like to do, and also I can show you a really cute ducky bracelet, which I just came up with yesterday for my grandma that she absolutely loved. But I'll show you one of my favorite ways to make a bunny. You're going to use a couple of 5-inch rounds. I'm going to use red and a white one. And we're going to need a white 260, and we're going to need a red 260 as well. And so we start with the white 260. You only need it about halfway. And so these are going to be the bunny's ears. And so we're going to, I guess for lack of a better term, we're going to smush the balloon. So this is my variation on how to make a bunny using Scott Tripp's style of smushing it, which is my favorite way of doing it. And so you go up and you go down, and then you tie it there, and then you go down a little bit, and then you're going to pop this off. About that, because you want that extra space. And so you see we're going to have a nice a good bit of slack here, which is about, I guess, 3 fingers or so. And then you're going to give yourself a nice big juicy knot, just right at the end there. And so then you're going to get your white 5-inch round. Just blow it up to be about that much, or like about there. Now you want to make sure that you give yourself a lot of space so you can smush it and so it looks like a pear. Because we're going to grab this one and we're going to grab this one, and then we're going to push them together like so. Which is another cool way of making a little bunny head as well. You saw Elias, and this is another way that I do. Now you want to get a scrap of a balloon, and now I'm going to tie this off, but I'm going to leave myself a fair amount of slack here, because this tie-off point is now going to be smushed into, or be twisted into another 5-inch round in just a moment. And so we have that, and then I'm going to take both of these, and I'm going to tie this so I have a nice long knot, a nice big knot, with a good amount of slack there as well. Cut off your excess, and then you get your red balloon, or whatever color you want the bunny's body to be. This one I like because it kind of reminds me of Peter Cottontail. I'll often use blue for this one, just because Peter Cottontail had like a blue jacket. And so this is the reminder that I have with that. Now you want to make this pear-shaped as well. And then we're going to take this one, and we're going to take this, and then we're going to, again, push it in. Just like so. which, as you can see, can also be something that looks a bit like a Miffy as well, if you're familiar with the bunny Miffy. And so then we just need a little bit of that scrap of the 160 I used before to tie it right off. And then I always do it wrap around 3 times. And then always do it twice for safety. Now, there's a couple ways to go with this. I am going to choose to use a heart to make the feet. And this is why. I'm going to fill it up to be about this much. So you don't really see the lobes coming up, but you can start to see the oblong shape. Again, the nozzle is going to be right at the end because now I'm going to push it up there and I'm going to make a pinch twist out of it. This is going to be the bunny's tail. And that's not all, because then you want to try and find the middle point between the 2 lobes. And then you're going to twist them together. Or twist them apart, I mean. Which is fine. And then I will take the pinch twist and I'll wrap it around. And then I'll just wrap this around as well. And so you have the tail and a couple of oblong feet, which I think are perfect for being like big fat bunny feet. You're going to take the rest that you have there and you wrap it into the pinch twist. Just like so.
I love that already.
It's awesome.
Yeah.
And so then you have some big fat feet. And then now we got to add the arms as well, which we're going to use a red 260. I always choose between red 260s and red 160s, depending on the mood. Today, I'm going to use a 260. I think the color is different because these are 2 different brands of balloons, but I think you guys get the general idea. Because we're now going to wrap this around here, just like so. As you can see, we're going to wrap it around the red 5-inch round and the white 5-inch round. And then we're going to tie it off where we can see how the arms are going to shape up. Tie it off, let it fly. And then we're going to take the scrap of the white that we had before when we made the ears. And we're going to do a very small loop, almost like a pinch twist, up to you. And then we're going to do another small loop, almost like a pinch twist. Then we take those, and you see that junket that you had there? That's right at the front. You're going to take these, you're going to push it down and through, and twist it around a little bit, just like so. Then you're going to pop this off. And then just wrap it in there, give it a little twist. And then you have what's the beginning of your bunny. Now, depending on how you want your bunny to look, I like doing it so that the bunny's hands are going this way, but the bunny's face is going to be on this side. Now, again, so how we're going to do this, we are going to need 1 circle for 1 eye. It might be a little bit oblong there. We're going to do another circle for the other eye. It might look more like Easter eggs. That's okay. Then we do a couple of smaller circles on the inside. If you don't have an Eddings, then you're using white. Or sometimes I'll do this in brown as well, where I will use my Eddings instead. And then you just got to color those in. One. And then 2. Now, usually I'll use pink for the nose at this point, but I'm just going to do a little small one for the black to show that you don't really need to have to do all the colors to make this. And then we're going to do a couple of lines, like a W there. Now, I prefer, which I love Aaliyah did the other way of showing long whiskers, I prefer doing little stubble to give the impression of whiskers there. That's just how I prefer to do it. Of course, what Aaliyah does is it was perfectly great as well, and it works. This is just my own preference of how I like to make my designs. And so we'll give a couple of dots there if you can see it. And then last but not least, we'll go down and make a square. And then we're going to do a little line right down the middle. Just do it. And as you can see, my eyes aren't perfect, but that's okay. Because if you have it back enough, no one's really going to notice anyways. Now, this is beautiful and great, and you can consider this done. Now, it depends on if you're doing line work, depends on if you need more time. But I will always, it's always fun to give it a little extra something, because then that's when people can see the extra effort that you put into it. Like, for example, you could give it a little bunny basket if you have the time, or what I like to do, give it a carrot. So I'm going to use, I usually would use an orange 160 for this, but the orange 260 is going to work great. I'm going to inflate it all the way to the end and only use the tip of it, because this is a bit of a long, this is a long carrot. So I'm going to use about 3 fingers or so, 3-4 fingers. And I want this to be a little soft as well. And then I'm going to get a green 160. I have dark green with me. And then I am going to just make sure I take this one, and I'm going to squeeze it down a little bit, because what you can do, if you can see it, you can squeeze out the air at the top, and you can actually make it, you can actually shape the balloon so that it gives you more of, how would I say? I think you guys know what I mean. Go small, goes big.
Definition.
Yeah. More definition, a bit of a distortion there. So it gives you
look more realistic.
Yeah. There we go. And then we just need to do a couple of loops here. And then of course, you might want to just do a little bit at the bottom. Just hang on to that. And so you have yourself a little carrot here. And then you can always use a bit of black and just do little lines all over, just to give it that bit of an extra detail.
Yeah.
Which just gives it a little extra cute look. You want to take your carrot and find a way to twist it in there with the rest of the bunny. So as you can see, you can also hold all sorts of things, like a flower, banana, Easter bunny basket.
Cute.
But this is probably one of my go-to rabbit designs. I absolutely love it. It's just so fantastic.
Love that. Any questions for him? Let's see who made it. I'm gonna move the pin. That's awesome. All right. First of all, who made it? Put your bunny up if you could. That sound right. You guys ready? 1, 2, 3. Any questions? That was awesome.
Awesome. Thank you. Okay. What can I show you now?
Oh,
so
okay. Let me pin you.
I got another one for you.
Yeah, let's do it. Awesome.
Let's do another bunny, because we can. Why not? So this one is kind of a fun one. I've seen other people's variations on it. I'm not sure if mine is completely 100% original, but this is how I like to do it. It gives great reactions. It's like a bunny wand on a carrot.
Oh yeah.
I don't think this is super new or anything like that.
That is cute though, and good.
It is. So, might as well just have it in your back pocket in case you need to make something. But there's also a little secret design in there as well that I really like to make for all the Easter events I have coming up. So first up, we're going to start with the carrot. And so we're going to need a green 260, but we're going to make into a 6 or 7 petal flower. Your choice. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and I guess one more for good luck as well. And so I'm going to keep the end on it for now, just so I can show you another design that I like to do with this. I'm sure some of you already know what's going to come. But I'm going to take my orange, and I'm not going to fill it up the entire way, because I'm going to use this as a tie-off point as well. but I am going to twirl it together about this much. And I'll bring this one down less below this one, because when I twist, I like to put a bit more pressure on it so you get a nice and snug twist to it. And it's more of a trial and error because, as you can see, this is now above this one, right? But I want it, like I said, I want to save some air. I wanted to save some at the bottom of it, which I didn't do this time, but that's okay, because I can always just pop this off. Then we take this and then we wrap it in here, because this is not just the beginning of a bunny wand, but it's also a carrot sword. So, of course, you can be thematic and violent at the same time, which is great. You have a bunch of people running around with carrots, and so people can't get mad that they have swords and having a sword fight when it's on theme to being Easter. So then you have your carrot, and now we got to make the bunny, which is going to be a similar way, but we're just going to use a different, do I have another white? I do have another white. Beautiful. But we're going to do it in a different way, because we're going to make ears that are going to be floppy instead of being above. Mm-hmm. So I bring it up, and I'm going to give myself before 5 fingers a tail. And then I'm going to start by doing a loop about, let's say, 7 fingers, maybe a little bit longer. Let's go a little bit longer. We have the space. There we go. I guess 2 hands widths. 1, and then 2, and then a pinch twist, and then down. And so then we have 2 ears, like a helicopter. Woo! And then we're going to cut this off. But we're going to want to save that, because I'm going to tie it off at the bottom. But then I'm also going to give myself some space to tie it off, to give myself some slack, because I'm going to push it through a white 5-inch round again. And so we grab this, and then we grab the white 5-inch round. And so I want to make sure that the 5-inch round is filled, because if you don't put it up too much, or if you put this, or if you put the knot right there, it doesn't really give you a really, I like more of a circular head for this than I would an oblong head. And so again, make sure that it's tied off at the top. And then we're just going to grab this. We're going to grab this one. And before we do that, I need to remember to do something first. Let's just snip off the end of this here, just so I have something, a tie point to go on to. Like I said, it's going to be the orange, but I have plenty of green left that I can do this with right now. Because for me, when I'm working, I'm going fast. I don't know what I'm going to have. All that I know is it should be there by the time I get there. And so it could be orange, it could be green, or it could be a scrap that I have in my scrap bucket at that time. It just depends on what you have and what you got going on for you as well. And so we're going to push it in, hold on to that, twist it around. And so I have my green here. Sorry if you can't see it too well. And then we're going to twist it around, twist it around, twist it around. And so it is in there, but it's still not completely secure. And so I'm going to twist it around, and I'm going to pull it, the green in to the into the flower petals. And then I'm going to twist it around one more time and then pull it in again, because this is going to give it enough tension so that it's going to sit nice and comfortably on top. And so what I like to do as well, if I can, I'm going to push the ears back a little bit, so that, because you can have it perfectly above and on top, but what you can do as well is you can manipulate it so that you can actually have the tulip twist get, like if the balloon is here and then you have your knot here, you can push it back, and so the line is going in more of a diagonal pattern than a straight pattern, which gives you a bit more of a canvas to work with at the top of your balloon. And then of course we're going to want to shape your ears. And then we're going to draw the face, and then we're going to add the little bunny hands on the sides of it as well. And so, of course, do 2 big eyes. I want to make this look good for the picture, so I'm going to be selfish right now and just make sure I can see it, but I'll show you later. And then we do 2 smaller circles in the middle. just like so. And then, of course, we fill in the eyes. And then we're going to do a little circle for the nose, or you could use a pink at this point in time. I prefer using your lighter Sharpie markers before you use your black in places, because if you use your light Sharpie markers on top of the black, then your light Sharpie markers get black ink on them, which will then start to smudge in when you try and use your like lighter colored markers. So always go light to dark. 2 loops right there, and do 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3 dots right there, and then make a half square going down. And then you want to add the little crease there. You can bring it down all the way. I find it looks a little bit cuter just going halfway. Gives it more of like a bucktooth look, in my opinion. And so now we are going to make the little bunny hands that go on the side. Excuse me, something was in my nose. All right, and so we can use a scrap for this. I'm just going to use a full one. You're not going to need a lot. We're going to do 1 loop that we're going to tie up. And I always like to show you guys what I would like to do in the perfect scenario, because I'm not going to lie, sometimes you don't have time for the hands. Sometimes you might not have time to do the whole bunny. Sometimes you just might have to do the 6-petal flower with the bunny head on top of it. It really does depend on your line, what you can do. But that also means that as long as you know how to keep adding and changing and manipulating your designs, you can always bring that out when you have the time. So you can show the variance in your skill set. So, or when you can change your line work design into a birthday design. It's all the matter of just looking at a basic design and just seeing what can you do to scale it up or to scale it back as well. And so we have these. I did do 2 loops, but I also added a little bit of slack in between with the balloon. Of course, you could do a loop and then tie it off, break it, and then have it keep a little bit of slack and do that again. Or you can just manipulate it so you can just do it all in one go. And then you take it from the back and you bring it to the front. So then it looks like a bunny is sitting on top of a carrot. Just like so.
That's great.
Oh, I like that.
Oh, yeah.
Let's get a picture with all your balloons together in a happy face. Yeah. The other balloons, the 2 creations. Yeah, hold on. I got to get rid of all the. There we go. Big smile. Looks great. That's awesome, Sam.
My
Awesome.
pleasure.
The pin, see who did it, wants to showcase it. You guys are awesome. Looks good. Looks good. Great. Any questions? All right. Jam-packed Zoom as always, you guys. We're bringing the heat. Awesome. All right. Back by popular demand, our 2024 top dog, Katrina, New Zealand. Let's go.
Now, I am just checking everyone can see the poll.
We can see
with
it,
the
not
black
really.
balloons on.
No, we can't.
Okay, give me a second.
Yep.
Can you see it better now?
If you can move it a little bit more.
Closer?
No. Oh, that poll. Yes, I'm sorry. I'm looking at the one you already did. Yes, we can see that. Never mind.
Yeah.
I forgot it's a new design. I'm looking at the sheep. Sorry.
Well, we can do the sheep all over again,
No.
but I hate to bore you.
My eyes just went to the sheep. Sorry about that. No,
Okay.
you're fine. I'm wrong.
You can see the new poll?
Yes.
Perfect. Then we're good to go then. So this design, I'm running through a giraffe, and it's not as tall as the sheep one. I've made it 1 pole shorter, so it's about oh, I don't know what a metre and a half is in you, but it's about up to my shoulder to give you context. Right, I've started the bottom. We've got 12-inch balloons we're working with, and I've done a base of green and a base of black. The black is going to be for the giraffe's feet. So I'm doing this quite fast just so we're not going to be too bored. What I've done duplex, put them into a quad, and then 2 quads together. So we've got 8 balloons in the cluster. And what I haven't got any of the giraffe print balloons. So to give it a bit of a giraffe idea, I've just drawn some diamonds on this. The other trick I sometimes have, but I can't find them at the moment, is you get little printed black dots from the stationery shop, and they come in a pack of, I think, 1,000. Sometimes I dot those on just to make it a little bit faster to represent those dots, but it really depends how in depth you want to go with making your giraffe have triangles. So therefore, I'm just going to get this on nice and tight. On our pole. And because I want my giraffe to have a little bit of a body, because it's sort of like an animal that's got 4 legs, I've got my final duplet at the back here, and I'm going to twist this into the tail end just to give it that oblong shape look. So we've got more of a bottom shape out the back of our giraffe. Now, with this, when doing the neck, you can use a couple of 260s to spiral up the pole, which is a really quick way of doing it. But I'm envisioning we're working with a larger space. So I'm playing to my space and area around me. So I'm wanting to build that neck out a little bit. So how I've done that is I have got some 5-inch round balloons, and I have tied them into quads. Now, I would say these are about 4 inches, and I've inflated the browns to about 2.5, because I'm wanting this to resemble the giraffe's body plus its fur or its hair going up the back of the neck. So I'm just going to quad these and then twist them straight into my pole. And I'm keeping these pretty straight. So on the sheep design, we sort of crisscross them to fill in those holes or those gaps. But I'm wanting this to stay quite straight to have a bit of a unified look up the back with the hair. Of course, you could always wrap this with 260s or something else, but we're focusing on decor today, and that's why we're doing the giraffe. Oh, what happened? So I happened to lost one. One moment, sorry people. Right. Okay. I've got one more. Do this. Okay. Right. I'm giving those a nice push down so we have that sort of look at the moment. So it's got its fur going up the back of its neck, legs, and what I've done with these balloons, I have sized them quite significantly smaller than our body balloons. But again, I'm putting these into about a 6 balloon cluster for the yellow. And just bear with me one moment as I'm just looking for the, here we are, giraffe's head. So the only difference is you'll have one quad with a flush colour balloon on. I've just drawn its snout and its nose on, and I'm just twisting it straight into our cluster. So we have that. Now I'm just going to twist our cluster straight on to the pole. And then we just make sure our nose is positioned where we would like it. Okay. With I have now got I'm going to use the blue 5-inch rounds that I demonstrated earlier with drawing on the balloon, and these are going to be our giraffe's eyes for the day. Tie them together. Let me just adjust this. I'm doing it sideways so you guys can see it. Okay. Let me just adjust things because we're working on the face now. Right. That's perfect. Okay, so now I'm just going to tie my eyes in up the top. Yeah. Okay. Try my eyes on in a second. Now we've got a 350, and these are going to be used as its, say, horns or ears. What do we call them? I'm putting a pinch twist in there, and this just
kind of antlers.
stabilize it.
Kind of antlers, I guess.
Antlers. Okay, we'll go with antlers.
Maybe I'm wrong.
Yeah, I think they're called horns.
What's it called?
Horns. They're horns?
Horns. They're horns.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Well, I thought they
Well,
were.
whatever they are, that's what we're putting on that now. I have got 2 horns, and I've got nice chunky pinch twists, which I am just wrapping together so they will stay up nicely. I'm going to pack out the middle of my head with another yellow quad, just to give that head something nice to tie into.
This is a great idea.
Right.
I like it.
Now I've got my horns. We've decided they're horns. We're going to wrap our horns into our 5-inch rounds. And all I'm doing to wrap these is using one of my knots off the 5-inch rounds to wrap around those 2 pinch twists, because I actually want those 2 balloons to sit up nice and straight. And I'm just adjusting the pinch twist to sit flat on top of those 2 5-inch rounds. I do not know if you can see that, but I'll just bring that in a bit closer. So that's what we've got. Okay, and now I'm going to be using some 260s. I did have them inflated. I thought I did. All right, we're just going to inflate it 260 because every giraffe needs some ears. It really does depend. If you want nice big chunky ears, use 2. I'm going to use 2 because I want this giraffe to have nice big, and that balloon had a hole in it. Okay, so again, just inflating. I'm going to tie the knot and the end straight in together, save us time. I'm just pumping up our second ear. Again, tying that knot and the end straight together, saving us time. Oh. I've got a bit of tail on this balloon, so I'm going to use this to tie my other balloon. We've got now 2. I'm going to just tie these together, and I'm going to tie it at the very end of this nozzle here and get it into this bit here. So what I'm wanting is a little bit of leeway between both ears so I can wrap that in and they're not pulling on the structure.
Kind of like tying 2 rounds, but leaving the nozzle a little loose, right? Right.
Yeah. So we've got that. And that's nice and soft, and I'm going to be wrapping those in between our 2 pinch twists and that quad.
This is cute.
I'm just giving our ears a bit of a bend because I don't want them sticking up, and I'm just pushing them down between the 5-inch round just so they have a little bit of space and are sitting nicely. And then I'm going to use from the brown 350. I'm going to wrap our eyes in. Bear with. My eyes have just fallen off somewhere. Where did the eyes go?
I can say a joke right now. I can say it. Katrina's gonna laugh.
All right, I've lost the blue eyes that
we saw them, Katrina. We know you had them. And I loved how the smiley face changes into a nose. You know, you don't know that till you see the eyes.
Yeah, well, there we are. We've gone back to the printed eyes.
Fine.
Again, I'm tying these I've left quite long nozzles on these, and I'm tying these at the end of the nozzles so we've got room to space those through the 2 pinch twists on the bottom of the horns. Now I'm just giving our giraffe a bit of an adjust. I'm not sure if I like these ears as big as they are. They probably could have been a... And I'm just going to adapt as we go and put one more 5-inch round between our horns and our ears, just to make that right ear stay down a bit more.
We do this once a month, except for November. We won't, because that'll be the month of the convention. Every month we come together. We're a great community. And it's always different.
Okay, and that's just stabilizing our eyes a little bit better now. Bringing our horn or antler up. I'm just giving our little bit more of a
You know, it
shape.
almost looks like Big Bird as well. It's cute, you know?
Yeah, he could be turned into Big Bird if you wanted, but today it's a giraffe.
It's cute.
There we are. You have a giraffe.
Now, is there any way you can take a picture with it, Katrina?
Do you want me to stand next to it? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, we can see you and the giraffe. I don't know how you can do that, but if you can.
Okay, just give me 30 seconds and I can put the giraffe and me and the sheep next to each other and you can do a...
Oh, that'll be great.
photo.
That'll be great. And then we'll see if anybody has any questions.
Just give me a second. I'm just moving
Take
the
your time.
buckets.
These are great air-filled pieces, you guys, to add on. There's no question. Really great. For
Do
twisters,
you still see the giraffe?
halfway. We're not. I think you got
Does it need to go this way?
Yes, or maybe backwards a little bit so you can. Yes, that way. Yes, and the other one backwards too.
Can you see the sheep?
Not face forward. Yes, now we can. That's perfect. And you know what you should do? Come in the front and kneel down in front of the giraffe.
That's exactly what I was going to do.
Yeah, and then there you go. And let me angle it right. Oh wait, Maggot.
Hang on, I can probably angle this
messages.
right.
I'll tell you about that in a minute in July. 1 second. I just want to get the picture because your thing was in the middle of my photo. Perfect. Got it. Okay, that's great. Let's find out if anybody has any questions. And then I'm going to answer your question, Kevin. I'm going to remove the pin. Any questions for Katrina? That was really cute, huh? Kevin, what was the question? I'll unmute you. You got to click on unmute.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, so I was just asking how often you guys meet, and then somebody mentioned that you got to register for the convention.
Yeah, so great question. So how it works is, and there's a couple reasons for this, and I'm glad you asked that question because it gives me a chance to explain it. So we like to come together once a month. Prior to Zoom existing, I had started balloon webinars many years ago when they didn't exist, and it was always great. And not to give you a whole long story, but anyway, I had stopped for a little bit. I was a caretaker of my mom. I wasn't able to. But they're back and with Zoom, and we have a great community, and we do it once a month, and it gets us together to stay in touch with the convention, right? And some people that can't physically come to the convention, especially since COVID, right? This is a way to support it as well and support each other and keep doing well. So even for people like Zach and Zoe on here, there's a few, I know Aubrey, people that do virtual, it's worth it because you get all the Zooms and the replays, and you get our twisting classes replays, okay, as many as we can do. And there's always extras. That alone is worth the price. And it helps to support the convention as well and the artist and all that, because it's gotten so expensive around these conventions, people have no idea. Just the event space, and I do it for the love of the community, as everybody here teaching is doing it for the love of the community, and I appreciate everybody. And we're I'm not just saying this, and again, I'm not talking about anybody else's stuff because I don't know what they really do. And I think all conventions and all teachings are really great, and I support everything. But I know our group here is a really amazing group of people, and they really share from the heart, if you can't tell. And the thing is, we live a life of abundance. when you share things and you share with your peers, the ones that are doing things right, you all win in terms of marketing, in terms of ideas and all that. So that's the presence of Bling Bling Jam, and that's part of these Zooms as well, because it does take work to organize. It takes work for Katrina and for Sammy and for Aaliyah all to prepare, but we all love what we do, and it shows. You know what I'm saying? And the people that aren't part of our community, they're all about that, and that's why everybody's doing well here. So, I think it's a great group. I'm not just saying that. That's how I feel about it. And again, you feel like you can fit in, come join us. So I can tell you, I think you'll be in a better place with your balloon business. Some people have tried other things, and again, I'm not ever talking about bad about anybody else's events. It's all good. Do whatever you can do, but we are doing things. We're uplifting each other, and it's a great group and really sharing. I mean, there's so many serendipities. People were telling me. I was talking to Aaliyah the other day, not to go on a tangent, because I want to talk about this anyway. I had a group call with Aaliyah and Katrina, and it was just lovely. And Aaliyah was telling us all the people that she's met through Bling Bling Jam and all the great relationships she has, that she calls this one for this one for that one for that, and other people too. And that's really what it is. I mean, Cecilia is like amazing. Okay. I mean, she's always support. I mean, everybody on here is. And it's just a great group of people. I mean, so come join us. We just want to help and build it and help each other. So
Sure.
that's what I can
And
tell.
I'm unmuted. This is Angie from San Diego. So your first one
Hey,
is free.
Angie.
Registration, which is 375, but you get a whole year. You get access for the whole year until the next year of everything that goes on with the Bling Bling Jam. And this will be my fourth year, I believe, and I wasn't
Not
ever able
already?
to go.
Wow.
Yeah. And so I try to promote it as much as I can because I've gone to a lot of different conventions and lived all over because I'm a Navy wife, but it's an awesome convention, and just to be able to have the replays for and all the teachers before the conventions do all these classes on what they're teaching, and you get access to that if you can't make it. And it's anytime in the middle of the night you want to watch a video or something, you can log on and watch all kinds of stuff for the whole year, and it's awesome.
Thank you, Angie. Appreciate that. That's fun. So hopefully I answered that okay. I didn't mean to give you that
Oh,
mouthful.
that's good. That's good. Yeah.
Yeah, and I hope you can come to Vegas. There's other Canadians coming, of course. Sammy will be there. Allie registered. She's from Montreal. She's on here. I know Debbie will be there. There'll be several people. They're coming from all over. So as of right now, and again, I never know till afterwards, guys. But as of right now, what I believe, we have Katrina from New Zealand. I know coming. I know we have somebody from Japan coming. Stay tuned. Darren from is coming from Northern Ireland. We have some people from England coming, Canada coming, United States coming, Argentina coming. There's a few. I want to say there's like 10 countries already. So it's going to be a heck of a jam. So very excited. A lot of new people are coming, and a lot of people who haven't been in many years said that. And again, it's a mix. But a lot of people are excited about the new time slot. So we'll see what happens. It's been great.
I'm not so sure about July, but I'd be interested in attending something other times of the year
Oh,
for
it's
sure.
not in July anymore.
Oh,
That's what I'm
okay.
saying. That's exactly what I'm saying. We had it in July for 11 years, and I had more people tell me to move it, and a few people were mad. And I know, and I love everybody. It's like I had it in July for a long time. I couldn't move it for a few reasons for a while, and I was a caretaker to my mom. It's a long story. Anyway, it got me a little more. I wanted to try it in November for a long time, so we're doing it November 8th through 12th for the first time in November. And and a lot of people still think it's July. That's my point. So it'll be November 8th through 12th. 8th is the pre-day, okay? And it's like an extra bonus because we set up and then people wanted to come and hang out. So we decided to just embrace it. And we do pre-jamming and like time competitions. And then again at night, it's not for everybody. I'm just telling you right up front. It's just for adults. We do a dirty balloon competition. It's out of the way. It's Vegas. And we don't do that ever again. It's over with. Monday, everything starts in the morning, 9 in the morning. We do announcements. We have twisting classes going on while decor class going on in another room. Okay, and we have jamming going on. This year, we're going to do 3 twisting classes a day. by request. People want more jamming and less twisting classes. So two in the morning, one in the afternoon. We always have magic because I'm a magician. We always have that element, and we have some really cool things with the magic coming in using balloons, believe it or not. And then we always have a little element of face painting, and we'll see how that goes. I know there was another convention that used to happen during this time slot, and they had more of all that stuff. And again, if we see interest, we have room now, so where we're going to be at this hotel, so we'll see. But the priority is the balloons because that's what we are. But it doesn't mean that we can't do some other things. So it's jam packed. Every day is packed with classes, and Monday night usually the competitions, the talent show. It might change because of the theme we have this year. Tuesday is the small, medium, and large competitions that we vote on. Wednesday is going to be the wedding with Cecilia and her husband, and most likely our fashion show and our balloon couture show. And everybody here is part of the wedding party. And if you haven't been to a balloon wedding like we did 11 years ago, you don't want to miss it. It's a lot of fun. It's amazing, and it's a great experience. And it's stuff you can learn that won't stay in Vegas. You'll bring it back home. Unlike what they always say, what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas, not with us. Okay. And then we also do a headband competition. I'm not sure if that will be during the wedding or not. I don't know that yet, but it might be. We also have decor competitions we started this past summer. And then Thursday, we have another day. And then we end a little earlier and we go into our raffles and our awards and we end it. And it's a lot of fun. Like I said, it's jam packed.
Well, that time of the year sounds a lot better for me. It's not peak season, right? It's just before the Christmas season, and yeah.
Everybody's different though, Kevin. Some people it's busy for them. It's so hard. I know, but the majority has told me that, and I don't. Again, some people are upset, and I understand. It's never the best time for everybody, and I want to make everybody happy. And I learned it's impossible, but we're trying it, and we're going to see what happens. So far so good. We've had, like I said, a lot of the people who have registered are newbies and or haven't been in a long time. It's amazing. So people are messaging me every day. And again, like you didn't realize, people still think it's in July. I guess they really just think that. So I have to keep repeating it. So, and and then Catherine, I know you're here for the first time. I don't know if you had any questions, and I forgot where you're from. And welcome. I just asked to unmute you. Did you have any questions for me? Oh, let me click on it again. There you go.
Okay, I'm new to using Zoom, so I'm
Oh,
still learning,
okay.
but
Where were
I
you
don't have
from? I
any
forget.
questions except just uh, how do you go about getting the membership? You just go to the website and sign up?
Yeah, great question. So you can do PayPal. It costs a little bit of money to do PayPal as the fees, or you can do Zelle, or you can do Cash App, or you can do a Venmo, or you can send a check, whatever is easier for you.
Okay.
You can contact me. I don't know. I forgot how you contacted me before. Was it email?
I think I saw your post on Instagram or Facebook or something,
Right.
and I had sent you a message saying that I was interested in it. And since you get a complimentary class the first time, I wanted to kind of see what it's all
Yeah.
about because I've been face painting for about 19 years and I've been doing balloon twisting for about 6.
Mhm.
And I always want to learn and do different things. And I just thought that this would be a great chance to kind of pick up a lot of things. And my best friend, she is a decorator.
Oh, really?
So
Who's
I've
that?
learned how to do a little bit of the decorating, and I've went with her to some of the balloon classes, like at Larock's had one right before COVID.
Got it.
And I think there's Burton and Burton
Hmm.
in Athens, Georgia. I went with her to a couple of
Oh,
classes
yeah.
there.
Where
So a
where are
little
you
bit of
from,
twisting and a
Catherine?
little bit of decorations too.
Sure. Where are you from?
I am from Greenville, South Carolina, but I am in Asheville, North Carolina.
Okay, great. Awesome.
Thank you guys for having me.
Yeah, thank you for coming in. We appreciate it.
You're
Yeah,
welcome.
let me know if you have any other questions. We'd love to have you come in person and meet you.
Thanks. I appreciate that.
Don't
Sure.
forget you do business classes too.
Yes.
Yeah, I
Thank you.
definitely need those.
Yes, we have all that incorporated. People have to make money. Unfortunately, everything's crazy, right? With inflation, all this stuff. So people have to make money, and a lot of artists are
Exactly.
not good at that. But that's like I was sharing earlier. And thank you, Angie, for reminding me. I'm gonna. I created a couple of things to help people make money for the convention, so they can afford it and or get extra money to buy things. And I'm gonna put it together either in a PowerPoint. I'm gonna do a video on the YouTube station really soon to share with everybody so you guys can see it. So if you're not part of the Bling Bling Jam YouTube station, make sure you check it out. and subscribe. I'm going to be doing interviews soon again. I haven't forgotten you, Doug, and a bunch of other people. Just haven't gotten onto it, but I will. And I have a list. I'm a busy guy. And then we'll have some tutorials in there as well, and some other things to have people see. We're also going to start a TikTok page really soon too. I just started one for my own personal self, but we're on Instagram as you already know as well. And so if you're not on that, check it out. Lots of good information there to share. So awesome. And then Wendy, I met again. I know I met you years ago. She's from Boston. She was at the Boston Balloon Jam. How did you enjoy tonight? Just asked to unmute. You just click on unmute. There you
Oh,
go.
unmute. There it is.
That's
Well, I haven't been on Zoom for a long time, so I had a hard time getting on, but it doesn't help when
I
you run in
know,
at 5 of 8 and try to figure it all
I
out.
know, but you made it in, so I'm glad you made it
You
in. I
did.
was messaging you trying to help you.
I
So
know you did. You were great. And I just, I couldn't find the link on the email. I don't know why. So I finally found it after you had sent
I'm
it around.
glad. I think a lot of them went to junk mail.
Steve,
Did you have any questions about anything? I know we saw each other last week at the Boston Jam.
No,
And
I don't really have any questions because, I enjoyed watching the things. I'm going to use some of this stuff. I'm excited about that. And, but no real question. Just, I like sitting back and enjoying and absorbing. That's my
good,
thing.
good, awesome.
And learning.
Yes, great to have you on here.
Steve, what are your thoughts on that new one that just started up that's overlapping yours?
Oh, great question. Good. I'm not worried about it if that's what you're asking me.
No, I'm not saying that. It's kind of crazy because I know people were already committed to you, and
Yeah.
then pulled this one out of thin air.
Well, in all
No,
fairness,
that one's been going on for a while. It's been the same time. It's been overlapping with Fave. It hasn't changed.
no,
There's
no,
been
no, no, no. There's another one that just
No, new one.
a brand
The
new one.
project
Yeah,
7247.
yeah. So my feeling is, and I don't mind answering this, look, there's all different brands of things, right? And people have
Right.
choices to choose what they like, okay? And no problem. And since I started Bling Bling Jam in July, there has been over 10 conventions that came into my space, right? And people were like, "Oh, wait a minute." But let me tell you, there was one called West Coast Balloon that I think existed before mine did, and they moved it to Vegas. It was kind of overlapping, and the woman that ran it is lovely, by the way. And that ended. Then there was some kind of a calendar shoot thing that happened during my convention. Then there was a Hispanic convention that a few of them were at my convention, actually announced the next year's during my convention at the same dates, right? Which is GlobalCon. Then they moved that to September, right? Then there was Ace Convention had theirs during mine as well. Then there was Capital Convention West that came to Vegas. It was right near mine as well. Then there was World Balloon Convention that decided to take one of my original spots and I moved it back a week. Then there's a lot. I mean, it was like literally 10. And it is what it is, right? So
Right.
so what are you gonna do about it, right? And so no problem. We have a special community here, Doug. I think you already know that. I think you've experienced that. And I'm not saying anything bad about any other convention, knock themselves out. But I can tell you this. One of the reasons why, well, when Blaming happened, it happened kind of by accident. But one of the reasons why, I like Blaming Jam is because I was that kid that was picked on as a kid. Okay. And if I was in doing weights in the weight room and I see all these guys are all muscled up, they would make fun of me for lifting weights. I've been in other jam rooms at other conventions where they're sizing you up, you don't feel comfortable jamming because no one's showing you anything. I've experienced that. I've also experienced people telling me, you know what? Buy this now after I just taught it to you. And again, or then they want to talk to you unless you buy. And again, no problem. They're making some money. It's good for them. But they literally don't even speak to you. So I'm not going to go into an atmosphere personally where I'm going to be abused, right? And have to pay for it. That's me. That's my personal thing. But again, whatever works for other people work. So that's why I always wanted to have a, a convention where the jam room was just very friendly and that we all shared. And again, because that's who I am, I'm not one of those people. I'm not, but again, I'm not saying anything bad about anybody else. I don't know. I can just tell you what I had experienced in the past, and maybe things have changed, and everybody's wonderful, and they can choose what they like. But nobody can make up our true essence of our group and just how kind of each other. And it's not just me, it's all you guys. So that's why I can tell you. And that's why I keep going. Because believe me, it's not a profitable thing. It's a thing that you do from the heart. If people think it is, they have another thing coming to them. I mean, Paul will tell you that. He used to run a convention, he's the originator of the Florida Super Jam, okay? Paul was the first one. So, and again, I love everybody, no issues, but things sometimes people the more you walk, the more you see, right?
Right.
I can tell you.
Right. Well, thanks. I just curious. I mean, I already committed to you.
Of course.
I'm following Diane Cannon's philosophy. She was my guide or spiritual guide to convention.
Nice.
She said go to everyone at
Yes.
least.
Yes.
What you like.
I tell that to everybody as well. Try it all, and then you figure it out.
So that's why I signed up to come back. I enjoyed the experience last year. I'm looking forward to coming back again this year.
We enjoyed you too, Doug. You fit right in.
I'm just doing, I'm just picking brains and seeing what's going on.
Absolutely. There are people that will say different things, and that's on them. And what are you going to do? But anyway, it's awesome. Thank you. Oh, thank you. Thank you, Paul. I appreciate that.
And I'm sorry I was out with all kinds of other things, but I do appreciate this cute little bunny wand. It's going to be a hit.
I think so too.
And it's going to be so much easier because you
got
got
for line work. I want to see what you do with that with your frames.
You know what? I'm working on I have to reconfirm with the university for Friday night.
Yeah.
It was supposed to be a Wicked theme.
Yeah.
And I don't know if they're still holding that because the theme they've said it to me now is Defying Gravity, which I don't think has anything to do with Wicked.
It does. That's what that's a song in it. Yep.
It's a song.
Okay, well, then I better get off my ass and work my ass off
You
tomorrow.
better Wikipedia it, dude. You better do some research. Google that shit.
I did a good Wicked headband last year. If I pull up, I might be able to share with you. I had like the good witch and the bad witch on it. I have to look. It was a Wicked party I did. It was fun.
I'm going to rely heavily on Teresa when she wakes up there to send me.
I wanted to say again, welcome to Teresa. I've chatted with her on the phone. She's lovely. I've never met her before, and I'm looking forward to meeting her.
She's awesome.
Yes, I already know that. I fell in love with her.
She's an awesome instructor too. She's an awesome instructor. She's
I know
awesome.
that. We talked about that.
But like everything else, once you start making those, people still see what we make originally. And they're like, I want the monkey in a tree. I want this. I want that.
Yeah.
And you wind up making 4 Wicked themes and they say, well, where's all the Wicked theme? Well, I gave people a choice. That's what you want them to have. So
yeah, exactly. Kevin, I don't know how to answer that question. I don't know what you mean. How many members are in the community? We have the Zooms. And people come and go. People, sometimes come into the replays. We have our YouTube station. We have every year is different with registrations. So it just depends. There's several hundred on my email list. There's a good amount, probably like 500-600. Who knows? But it's a good amount. I'm not trying to be the biggest community. Just trying to be the most wholesome community. That's where it's at. Aubrey, did you have any questions? I know you've been on before. And also, Teresa. I don't know. Aubrey has a little one, so I don't know. I just asked her to mute you, and I'll ask her to mute Teresa. Is there anything you want to say? Or any questions? You have to click on unmute, Teresa. I see your lips. There you go.
Fighting me. I'm just kind of under the weather.
I know.
I crashed back and watched. It was fun though. Thank you.
I'm so glad you made it on.
Yeah, thank you.
You're welcome. Great to have you on.
And David Sapper up there that just says iPhone. He's an awesome teacher too.
Yes.
San Antonio, Texas in the house.
Yes.
Woohoo!
And Aubrey, I'll come meet you
Thank
again.
you.
If you want to say something, you can. I know you have a little one. And Allie, I don't know if you want to say something. I know you're in Canada. And Rita as well, I asked from you as well if you want to say anything. I know you're registered for Bling, both of you guys, in person. So, any other questions, guys? This is a great Zoom. I think it was great. I'll get you, David. I will get the next dates lined up for the next month very soon. I'll let you guys know. And then we'll get that rocking and rolling, and we'll start promoting that. And David, where'd you go, David? I lost you. Oh, there you are.
Here. All right. Thank you for another balloon jam, an amazing balloon jam again. And something I want to tell you is I think it's better when you have more jamming because you can learn more in the jam.
That's what we're
because
doing.
when you are receiving like a class or you are teaching, sometimes it's too fast, you know.
Yes.
So
and that was one
yeah,
of my ideas when talking about this other one going on. I had said that to a few people. We've been talking about that. All good. But jamming where people actually jam and share is the key. As you know, David, you've been to Bling Bling Jam many times and
yes,
registered again this year. I'm excited to see you. And when you got jammers,
happy to be there.
yeah, thank you. And when you got jammers like, listen, this is the truth. You got people like Darren Mortarboy, who's an amazing person and he's
It's
a
amazing.
jammer. Okay, he's not sitting there trying to tell you to buy all his stuff. Now he sells stuff and good for him. He's sharing everything, okay? You have Cecilia. She's got an amazing YouTube station. If you're not on her YouTube station, you need to a checkup for your neck up. Check her out. She's amazing, amazing person, and she's willing to share everything. You know what I'm saying? And you got Paul Belanger, who used to, have an office in China, did the White House, did many different things. Florida Super Jam. He travels all over the world, and he's in there jamming, showing stuff with rubber gloves, all kinds of things. It's amazing the level of people that we have jamming. I mean, everybody's just sharing, and it doesn't matter what the levels are. Aaliyah is out there kicking butt, and she's done so well. Okay, for being so young. I mean, it's just amazing. We just have a really good group of people that just want to help each other out. And it's fun and we're learning and we're sharing business ideas and so many things. I'm not just saying it. If you haven't experienced our jam room, I don't know. That's all I'm gonna say. So you're right.
Yeah, we're
David,
like a big
excited you'll be
family.
back. I love you at Bling Bling Jam. David does some kick butt um performances.
Yes. Yes. We got to bring some bubbles, David.
Yes, for
And
sure.
Katrina kicks butt too, from
Yes.
twisting to all that, and she does good performances with her accents. It's always great. So lots.
Sorry to interrupt,
Yeah,
Steve. Sorry, I couldn't read the name on the screen who was asking about the Wicked stuff, but if they can
I
message
think it's
me, I
Doug.
have a Wicked balloon twisting menu clip art and some very basic designs I could email through or DM him.
Sure.
That'd be perfect. Hold on a second. Let me find where's the chat here. How do I get to chat here?
Are you on Messenger or Facebook? Or?
What are you trying to make, Doug? What are you trying to make for the party?
Here we go. What do you guys need? Do you need email?
Yeah, that'll work.
Let me get it here.
Doug, what kind of party is it? What are you trying to make?
It's the university. It's Champaign-Urbana is they're doing a Wicked party on Friday night.
Okay.
And they sent me some stuff that was huge decor pieces. And they're like, can you make this for the tabletops? Can you make this to go around the outside?
Oh, I see.
I can do it, but I'm gonna have to charge you extra. And they're like, oh, just switch, just keep it to twisting, and then just do Wicked themes as best you can with stuff you have. I know Teresa's got a great Wicked flying monkey, which I need to review. I don't think it's going to be quick enough to turn it for all the students. She's got the other quick things as well, but anything that's going to be quick and easy that I can.
Are you going to do a picture frame?
What's that?
Will you do a picture frame for that or not?
I'm going to try to.
So what I'm thinking is, I did a really cute headband with the good witch and the bad witch. I'm looking at it right now, and you could take the heads of that or whatever, or make some broomsticks on that picture frame as well, and maybe also the nice wand for the good witch, right? And maybe make that all or add that onto it. I don't know, but I'm thinking that.
Okay. All
and
right.
Sam, remember when Sam did that one, the one from North Carolina?
Oh,
He
yeah.
did that one face that was half and half, the Wicked lady.
Yep.
Yeah.
Again, there's probably going to be about 200 people.
You're not going to give everyone a balloon.
I know. And
you're not going to have time.
And you know how it is. They expect me to do at least, 40 or 50 per hour. So it's going to really have to be simple.
That's crazy.
I know it is, but they only want to pay for one artist. They don't want two. So
we tell them you're not a machine. You can do about 20 an hour.
I would do the picture frame if I were you, and just do, if there's that many kids, one balloon zoo. That's it. So
I would do little wands with either black on top with a
yeah.
little bit of fringe, or a pink on top with a little bit of fringe with the wand. Here's Galinda. Here's
Right.
what's her? I can't think of her name.
How much
Elphaba.
time do you have?
Yeah, there
Deb?
you go.
How
That's
many
it. You
hours?
got to go fast. There you go.
Yeah.
Tack on some garland. Boom. There you go.
Yeah.
Well,
How many hours?
at 2 hours.
Okay, you gotta limit it.
And I've got pink neoloons and green neoloons to put in to give it a little bit of light.
Yeah.
Teresa had some good stuff that she taught at Florida Super Jam. That's going to be quick and easy. And I think if I just stick to the greens and the pinks, add some lights to it.
Yeah.
There we go. Just some wands.
Guys that are doing the email thing, what we're gonna do is I'm gonna set up the Bling Bling Jam 2026 group. It takes me a minute to do that because each person, when it's a private group, I have to like literally make sure you get your email and accept it, so you're in there and we can communicate in there. Okay, and that's where all this replay is gonna go on the other replays, so people can see them as well. And anything else you want to talk about? So awesome. Well, you guys, this is amazing. It's so great to be with everybody. And again, big shout out to Aaliyah. Great job as always. It was just, I think everybody did like kick butt. Katrina, great job as always. You did really, really well. Sammy, amazing. It's great to see people like Darren here after he was in the hospital. Thank God he's home and okay. And awesome sharing with you guys and all the new people that were here and all the sharing. So thanks, everybody. And I hope you guys enjoyed it. Kevin, looking forward to seeing you again. And Wendy and Catherine and Rita and Allie and Aubrey and and everybody else. There's all my new people. All you guys. You guys have a good night. Stay tuned and make sure you subscribe to the YouTube station. I think I'm going to go live on there and make those announcements, including for the hotel. I think it's a better place for me to get the word out. So you guys have a good night. Thanks so much.
Thank you. Take care, Darren.
Thank
you, Steve.
Feel better.
Bye.